Right, so as we can see in the title, I've got you hooked in. This is a breakdown chat with a Dublin-based QS. Now, this guy has built up a very, very impressive LinkedIn presence. And as we all know, I've been sharing pretty heavily on socials. I've been trying to grind my way through the LinkedIn audience. And I think it's far by got to be one of the best platforms for any sort of B2B if you're a young corporate, young business owner to get onto LinkedIn. Ryan reached out to me, had a couple of questions, and I thought, stuff it, man. Let's get on a call. No doubt we're going to share some good value. We both come from a QS background, so I said, let's get on a video call, let's record it, we'll slam it on YouTube and see if anyone else between the New Zealand, UK and Aussie market would find this interesting. And we did talk about the amount of Irish QSs and tradies that are leaving Ireland to go down to Bondi Beach, Sydney in specific. But we had a real good catch up. It's a 55-minute video. Shout out, let me know if you know Ryan, and let me know any good bits in this video and if you would like us to do a part 2. Work now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, the old Bluetooth headphones, eh?
Yeah, it's always just connected in when you're not expecting it.
Yeah, man. How's things, bro? Good morning.
Good morning to you too as well. How you getting on?
Yeah, good, man. I'm actually out in where am I at the moment? I'm in Albania at the moment.
Oh yeah, how you find it?
It's cool, bro. Have you been out here before?
No, never. I've been to Estonia, so just up the way, but all of that
cool.
side of things is very interesting.
I love, mate, I'm obsessed with Eastern Europe. I just love it. I think it's like the coolest place to explore and just see.
Nah, it's unbelievable. Like, and it's a weird way of looking at it, but it's almost like frozen in time, if you know what I mean. Like it's still very like post World War II type of thing.
Well, like we just got called out coming back from the gym, like go to the cafe, like no cash at the gym, can't get it, like they don't take FPOST. And then you're like, oh, fuck. But they're like, oh, how long are you here for? We're like a month. They're like, all good. Just bring money tomorrow. We're like, sweet. And then, but, yeah, they don't care, man. So, nah, it's cool. But, yeah, honestly, it's, I've been enjoying the UK expansion stuff. So, dude, I just thought, like, as you can see, we do like a heap of content. Yeah. And it's real good. So I thought, fuck, we may as well just like cross 2 hours with one man and just do it. So why not? Cool.
Like I said, I've been following you on like say Instagram and all that sort of stuff for a while.
Me.
Yeah.
I found honestly it was like during COVID, I just like started watching heaps of stuff on social media, just how to grow a business on social media.
Yeah.
And I was doing all this pricing all the time. And I was like, man, surely something good will come if I just start posting videos. And nothing good came for about 2 months. And then I got one reshare from a builder in Auckland, New Zealand. He had about 10K followers.
Yeah.
And bro, once that, I went from like 0 to like 1,000 followers overnight. And then I had like 50 job requests in my inbox because I had like 50 videos already posted up and people were like, holy shit, this guy's a QS. Like, and yeah, it was cool. So it's good. Definitely. Cool, man. So I'll just do like, I'm just going to cut this up and put it on YouTube and snip it. But yeah, obviously spoke to you on LinkedIn. So now, excuse my pronunciation. I know it's Irish, but is it Ryan Keogh? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool, man. I don't want to get your last name wrong. So, what I did, obviously, yeah, thanks for like jumping in and just real cool. Cause obviously we've been in the UK for probably like a year now. And what I want to do, the Dublin in specific for us is like we price quite a bit of work for private guys, but the Irish market is very, very clicky. So that's why I'm very interested to have a chat with you. So anyway, this is all about you, not me.
Yeah.
Let's start here, bro. Tertiary education and upbringing. What was kind of your whole thing? What did you do? Where'd you go to school? And
Yeah. So I suppose I probably had a very untraditional pathway into QS. So like I got sort of exposed to construction at 12 or 13. Like most of my uncles are builders or scaffolders. So from sort of when I hit secondary school, let's say every weekend I was out doing nixers with them, you know, whether it's scaffolding, unloading gear, offloading gear. Say my uncle, he's a builder, I was sweeping the yard, washing down the plant, whatever he sort of needed. And then when I was 16, I got a job through a family friend, just mechanical labor on site. So, you know, hanging rads, fitting toilets, all that sort of stuff during the summer. And he ended up asking me then around I was 16 if I wanted to give him a dig out in the office. So I thought, you know, yeah, sure, why not? You think he wanted a bit of a hand on the technological side of things.
Yeah. So you're are you a bit of a tech savvy kind of guy?
I can manage, yeah. I can maneuver my way around whatever needs to be done.
Nice.
So like
the
guy I was working.
I'm the complete opposite, man. I travel with my good mate Mike, and he's like a tech guru. Like I couldn't even get the camera on this podcast, so it's bloody tough, man. Cool, man. So you got a job straight in the office. Did you enjoy like the practical side of things? Like, are you naturally more of a practical guy, or are you more of like a book smart kind of guy?
No, I'm 100% more of a worker. I had that in me. So then I ended up giving him a dig out, doing a bit of QS work. Was working for him for probably 2 years throughout school, on the weekends, the evenings, and in the summer. And then I got to say just before college, before I went to do my degree, and he turned and said to me, "So you're obviously going to go and do QS?" I turned and asked him, I was like, "What's QS?" He's sort of saying, "What the fuck have you been doing for the last 2 years?"
Yeah.
No, it was a real profession, you know. I thought it was just a family friend, give me a bit of a dig out, give me a bit of work because I'm giving him a bit of help. And then, like I say, sort of fell into it more than anything. So there was definitely an element of luck there, you know?
Yeah. Nice. And you didn't mind, like, obviously going from the working style to, you know, working hard labor work, kind of like to in the office. You didn't care about that at all?
No, not really. Like I always said growing up, like I'd hate to have an office job. Now, obviously that hasn't played out like that, but
yeah.
Sort of seeing the two sides of it, like being on site. And don't get me wrong, there's plenty of lads who love the sites and love being out working, but what really sort of struck the chord for me was the mix of both. So with QS, obviously, and like you know yourself, you get the best of both worlds. You get to be in the office some days, out on site, splitting the day up. That's sort of what sold it to me, like just the changing environment more than anything, I'd say.
Yeah, nice, man. That's good. Yeah, I definitely I've got a twin brother, he's a plumber and gas fitter, and we always like shoot the shit in the evenings. He's in Brizzy. And he's like, fuck, man. Like, he gets home and he's like absolutely wrecked at 8 p.m. And then some days my brain is absolutely fried by like 11 a.m. Like, if I'm pricing a tight reno or doing some variations or something, my brain's gone. And then if I do something late at night, I can't sleep till like 1 a.m. It's horrible, man.
No, 100%. I'm definitely a morning person. So I like sort of taking the flip side of it and having, say, 5 a.m. to half 8 in the morning is when I sort of have nobody annoying me. Everything's quiet, and that's when I sort of get the best stuff done. I'm not too much of a night owl now.
Yeah. So you're kind of like first sort of QS stuff. So to clarify, you didn't study traditional QS at university, eh?
No, I did. So I was working as a QS part-time before I even left secondary school. And then when I was going to do my degree, my boss at the time reached out to a consultancy, PQS consultancy, and said, "Look, I have this lad here. He's interested in doing QS. He wants to work. Can you give him a dig out," sort of thing? And I just sort of, look, I laid it out straight as it was. Like, I'm a worker. The academics sort of going to be a supplementary part of that. So they, in fairness, and obviously forever grateful that they did, they took a chance on me. So I joined a PQS consultancy before I started college, which obviously, it, like I said, an untraditional route, but it was the route that was going to work for me because I needed to be hands-on at the same time, you know?
Yeah, good on you, man. I mean, and that's not a bad. I just don't see there's any bad way to do it. Like, I honestly think if you go to university, cool, you're going to learn like all the nuts and bolts and how to do everything absolutely like perfectly to the nail. Whereas you and me, I did it the complete other way, where I had a building business and I lost a shit ton of money because I couldn't price properly. But
Yeah.
then when you're putting your own money on the line, you're like, shit, I want to know every single cost. So kudos to you. You know, working for that Peak Consultancy, was that like a big firm? Like, how many people work there?
Yeah, so in fairness, it was the best way to describe it would be very highly reputable, but really small in terms of workforce.
How
So
many guys?
I think it was 30 guys across the whole company, across PM and QS.
Shit.
So
Yeah.
I was sort of, it was like, it's a baptism of fire. My
Yeah.
direct manager was a director of cost management. So sort of got thrown in the deep end from the very start, which now look, I think it's a personal preference, but I love that. Like I
Yeah.
love the sink or swim situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're
Nice.
into it and you're getting all the exposure because a director's not going to have the time to be, measuring bills
Nah.
or scrutinizing quantities. That's why they have us in there. That's the sort of long and short of it. Like our job is to make their life easier. And
Oh,
I suppose, yeah, it was heavy workload wise, but like I said,
yeah.
it's win.
Nice. Did you enjoy that, like working in a big environment? And obviously, you were working with a lot of other seniors. Did you have anyone that you could go to for silly questions like, "How do I do this, this, and this?" Or was it very, you need to just figure it out?
Yeah, it was a bit of both. So like in terms of like the projects we done was across every sector. So it was resi, commercial, industrial, pharmaceutical, and look, like I said, a lot of it is luck as well. Like I sort of joined just pre-COVID, so there was nobody in the office. Or just at the start of COVID, nobody was in the office. It was me, my director, and then the managing director. So I sort of had FaceTime with the top
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
all the time. I sat beside my director, and
Mate.
maybe he didn't enjoy it too much, but
Yes.
I'm a questions person. If I had the slightest inconvenience, I just turn to him. Yep. What about this? And he
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
so that sort of FaceTime definitely helped.
Nice. Fast way to learn that way. If you've got like the best experience just sitting there, all
Yeah.
good. Because I mean, Jesus, like the main reason why I suppose I've gone so heavy on socials is when I was doing my building business, no one was giving out rates, no one was giving out information, how to charge, how to price, how to do this, and so I suppose it was awesome for me to get like other people messaging and be like, hey, how much do I do for this? What do you do here? And they were essentially feeding me
Yeah.
content ideas, which was fantastic. But
100%.
yeah.
Like a big thing that I sort of will always live by is just like if you don't know, just ask. Because my logic is, and it's not coming from a place of inferiority, it's if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
Yeah, for sure.
So like I knew enough to know that I didn't know enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was bouncing ideas off him, sort of like, how would he do this? Is this the right way? And even on the sort of maybe taking a bit of authority side of things, I was suggesting, oh, what if we done it like this? And to be honest, he was more than welcome to sort of take ideas on. He wasn't this, it's my way or the highway.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, that's good, man. Good to see you've like learned that. And then how long were you at that firm for before what's your current like job role now?
Yeah, so I was there for 4 years, but it was a bit of a different one. So say I'd done my first year of college all online during COVID, and then I actually took a gap year the next year. And
Where'd you go?
it wasn't your typical gap year in terms of, going to Oz, going to Thailand,
Yeah.
whatever it was. I actually worked full time in the firm Monday through Friday, 50,
Nice.
60 hours, whatever it was. Because what I sort of seen, and maybe we touch on it further down in the education side of things, was that the education and the experience I was getting wasn't really matching up. So I'm not trying to say I was ahead of anything, but I needed to make sure that I loved the job because, like I said, the academics wasn't always my forte. So if I was
Yeah.
going to slog through a 4 year, like Bachelor of Science degree, I wanted to make sure that this was for me. So
Yeah.
taking the year out, and in fairness, the job was skeptical at the start, but then I told them, look, I'm going back to college the next year. I'm not dropping out. It's nothing like that. I just want to really get sort of a bit of experience and immerse myself into it. And they actually, like, obviously they benefited from it, but so did I more than anything. So when I was going back to college, then I sort of knew, look, it's a bit of a slog, but it's going to be worth it. Spent another 3.5 years there after that. And that was sort of when I came to the conclusion. I always wanted to be a developer or in the development side of things. So I said, look, there was nothing about the job. I loved working there. Like I said, they looked after me, but it was more right, I've learned what I can learn in this field. Not everything, but if I want to achieve what I want to achieve, I need to take a shift. So
Yeah,
then, say when I was graduating last year, I was in a fortunate enough position to be, say, I was coming out of a 4-year degree with 6.5 years part and full time experience.
yeah,
You know, so
yeah.
then made the jump to development
Nice.
direct, and at like sort of am where I am today in terms of role and projects.
Yeah, good on you, man. So how big is the current company you're in now?
So like it's actually a fairly similar situation. It's lean enough, like we're probably 20-25 bodies, but
Nice. On the
say
tools and office, like on the ground and office.
yeah, so like in the office we're probably under 20, and on the tools we're probably another 20-25, so maybe
Yeesh.
less than 50 in total. But like I said, like we definitely punch above our weight. Like we have, say, 6 or 7 active sites now at the moment, a few hundred units with like
All new builds, apartment new builds.
apartment houses and sort of duplexes, so all resi, full resi, and all
Me.
self-delivering.
Yeah. And is it mainly private work or government work?
Mainly private. We've leaned into some of the government work now, like say with the LDA, which is the Land Development Agency in Ireland, which is sort of set up as the, how would I put it? It's the catalyst for house building and residential development in the country. So a government body that has access to land, funds,
Yeah.
house design team, and they sort of, between joint ventures and PPP projects, which is public-private partnerships, they sort of say work with ourselves or a big tier one main contractor to deliver the scheme, but the government body is the development agency.
I see. I
So
see.
that's sort of the new hot topic in the Irish,
Nice. I'm
because
sure. Yeah, I'm sure we can touch on that, man. One more question just for this segment. Do you guys come across many Kiwis and Aussies working in Ireland directly, or do they all just go to London?
I would say no, we definitely get a lot. We get a lot of Aussies, and to be honest, we get like a very, very big amount of South African lads.
Because
Like
you guys have, I feel like half of Ireland's male workforce under 25 is in Bondi Beach, Sydney.
100%.
Like, oh my Lord. Yeah.
That's a big thing, like say for the industry, and like say it sort of goes. And there's actually a good point that like I wanted to even add to like what we were chatting about, was that the trades, and the issue with trades in Ireland is like we need to deliver 50,000 units a year. That's the government target. We simply don't have the resources to do that.
What's your number? What do you guys deliver at the moment? Do you know?
I think last year we delivered just under 33,000.
So shy of 17. And how many years have you guys been shy of the target?
A number of years.
Yeah.
Like
And
our original target was 30.
yeah.
We're only catching up to our original target. So
Yeah.
the big emphasis, and like you said, a big sort of thing as well is the shortage of labor.
Yeah.
There's Everyone's jumping ship, and don't get me wrong, like we were talking about, like there's a lot of people coming into Ireland in terms of South African QSs, project managers, engineers, and even like UK and Aussie based guys, because we use similar methods of measurement, similar processes,
Yeah.
so skills are sort of transferable.
Yeah.
So we do see a lot of people, but like especially in the QS side of things, there isn't probably a QS company in Dublin that doesn't have a South African QS or two.
Wow. Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, I mean, we've been very fortunate to have an amazing residential QS who's a Filipino who lives in Queenstown, but he priced in London for like 7 years, and he's so good. But anyway, man, that's cool. Dude, down to this one, because obviously this will probably be a good hook for this video. But obviously you came to me through LinkedIn. Now I've been trying to absolutely crank LinkedIn. LinkedIn's probably the last profile that I've been trying to punish out of the last 5 years. But you messaged me, but dude, why did you start LinkedIn? Like, you're a young dude, surely like Instagram and TikTok's like the cool kind of like why LinkedIn?
Yeah, like in fairness, the lads do be calling me a LinkedIn warrior. Like that's sort of the label I've been given. But like I seen it, and like I said, look, I started sort of working in the industry maybe on the professional side or a lot earlier, 4 or 5 years earlier than most. So I've been on LinkedIn since I was 17 or 18, which is
Who pushed you to why was it LinkedIn, bro? Like, I didn't even know LinkedIn existed until a year and a half ago.
it was more of a mindset thing. So like I said, like I didn't really come into the industry or like sort of start my career with any sort of connections or,
Yeah.
in contact. So in my view, I was like this, look, finishing up school, whatever it is, I'm starting further down on the ladder than most people are in terms of connections and where they can and can't get. So I just thought, you know what, I'm going to just hammer it. It was starting further down there, and then if I wanted the opportunities, I'd have to build the relationships over time.
Yeah.
But it's hard to explain, but it's almost you're chasing. You know what I mean? You're not chasing up work, you're not chasing up projects, but you're trying to get that small but subtle personal brand out there.
Yeah.
And for me, it's more been about documenting my journey. And like, I'm not one of them thought leaders or posting reports or analysis. Like, don't get me wrong, like maybe that could be a one day thing, but it's more just what I'm working on, what I'm learning, and if there's any sort of milestones.
Yeah.
Because my logic was always, I think if you're genuine about what you put on LinkedIn, because look, we both know there's a load of BS that goes up on
Oh,
LinkedIn, and
and just
people,
AI slop and
yeah,
like people just clouding and saying, I've done this, I've done that. It's like, bro, fuck up.
like I fucking hate when people use these hyper realistic, say real world examples, and they say, "Oh, my dog ran out in front of a car the other day, but this is what it taught me about process management and cash flow." Like, do you know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I was sort of seeing LinkedIn as not really a personal branding thing, but more of a right. I'm going to be genuine. I'm going to show people what I'm doing. If I achieve anything, what I'm learning from it.
Nice.
My sort of logic was similar to reaching out to yourself, that I think when people see that you're genuine about it and you actually enjoy the work, that it is one of those things, like to use the phrase, like for the love of the game. And
Yeah.
like over time, then the right conversations sort of follow. So I
Yeah.
guess I was maybe ahead of the bandwagon in terms of LinkedIn for like
Nice.
for my age or my friend group. And like, look, now everybody's on it and everybody needs it to push their sort of personal side of things.
Yeah.
But
It's just yeah, I suppose it's like pick your platform for what you're trying to do. Like for me, starting Instagram was fantastic for our
yeah,
ideal demographic, but now I'm personally seeing the benefits of like what I want to get into now. Like LinkedIn is my number one, and then YouTube's my number two. So, but for you, it's like, man, I feel like now, whenever you need to, if you ever need to get a job, bro, you just send people your LinkedIn profile and you're like, here's my CV, and people are gonna be like, and dude, you should be telling your company, hey, if I help us land a sale or something through your connections, you need to be going for a profit split, man.
yeah,
Like,
no, 100%. Like what, like I've sort of like picked up across the thing, and you touched on it earlier, sort of about content and that. Look, like social media in the built environment for me is a tapped and an untapped market.
yeah,
Like once people sort of see under the hood of what actually goes on, from like there's plenty of lads in Ireland, especially like there's a guy here on the road to Rokon. He's a carpenter. He's probably up at 40 or 50K followers, and he just documents himself roofing houses, running his business, how he
me.
does it, and it's a bit like yourself. There's no holds barred. He says it how it is. He gives you the reel of it, and people absolutely love that. Like
Yeah,
that's what
they
I've seen.
do, man. And I've been like hedging on people now. I post this all the time. I'm like, now's like the best time to get into it, because with everything like AI and fake content, like authentic, real personal brands are going to absolutely like dominate.
Yeah,
So, I mean, this was a prime example. I was like, why have a closed off conversation between you and me? Because I personally know so many people in NZ and Oz would love to be like, oh, David, everyone knows David's gone to the UK. Now he's talking to a QS in the UK. Shit, this will be an interesting conversation.
yeah,
It's just, yeah, I think it's so good, and kudos to you for like jumping on it, obviously early, because people think it's a lot of admin, but I'm like, bro, you're already doing the work anyway. Like when I first started, it was go down to the Hilton Hotel every night, price a job. If it took me an hour and a half to price it, I knew it was going to take me 2.5 hours to do it, because I was going to stop 2 to 3 times, make a piece of content, one written, one video, snip it together and post it. And I'm like, cool, that's generated me so much cash flow for this business. It's been worth the extra 30% of time to do it, you know? So yeah, no, good on you, man. Have you had like, do you get many people messaging you about like, and what are like the kind of things people reach out about? Because it's interesting from a QS perspective.
yeah, no, definitely. Like, and you sort of touched on it. Like, you get the usual on LinkedIn. You have your recruiters reaching out and stuff like that. And I guess, like you're saying, I sort of maybe put myself out there a little bit more in terms of what I'm posting or what I say when I post, whether it's, competing in construction competitions, or
Yeah.
building digital businesses for competitions, college degrees, panel discussions, whatever it is. And like a lot of people, to be honest, they just reach out just to pick your brain.
Yeah,
And don't
nice.
get me wrong, I'm not the oracle. I don't know all, but some people like just reaching out. And like say last year, I built the digital construction software.
I
So
saw that. I
yeah,
was scanning your LinkedIn. Yeah, that's cool.
so that was for like a competition, whereas digital construction hackathon, where they sort of give you a brief and then you have to build what you want to build. And I
Yeah.
put the LinkedIn post just something subtle down the end. Look, it went well. I won the competition, that sort of thing. That's sort of not the main part. I put down the bottom. If anybody's interested in talking further about the software, or maybe taking it to a next step, just reach
Yeah.
out. You know,
I just want to try and bring that up because I looked at that the other day and I was like, this is that was so cool. Was it this one here?
I
No.
was further down, Safanea. It
Uh,
was probably last year, so decent bit down, I'd say.
and you love your nutrition stuff as well, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
further.
cool. Fuck, bro, you get incredible engagement, man.
Yeah, I do pretty well in terms of like
Yeah.
likes and comments and interactions.
Anyway, yeah, that's good, man. Now, I mean, you must have had shit. Have you had potential leads or clients come through? I'm a business guy, and
Yeah,
if you were working for me and you were pushing that much on LinkedIn, I would be like, bro, if you bring us in business, I'll give you a cut.
yeah, no, 100%. Like I suppose the hard thing to balance for me, let's say, and look, I'm sure you get it as well. Like you're a young guy in an old industry. You know what I
Oh
mean?
man,
Like
the day I had an old geezer from Sydney say to me, "You're literally making quantity surveying sexy again," I was like,
yeah,
"This is so fucking funny."
yeah. That's what I mean. It's like at the start, let's say, and like, look, I'm still a young gun by all like
Yeah,
so stretch. Like I'm haven't even hit mid-20s yet, and
yeah, nice.
I'm going pretty well. But like when I was 20, 21, you're sitting in side meetings, you're doing valuations, you're doing negotiation. And I could tell you, I couldn't even count on two hands the amount of time someone has turned and said to me, I've kids older than you. You need to sort of like rein it in a little bit. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But
yeah,
then, like you said, on the flip side, I get plenty of people reaching out in terms of, oh, we're looking at this job. Do you have any advice? Or I'm looking to do a self build reno on the back of my house. Would
me.
you be interested in taking a look at it? And it's not sort of me shutting them down or saying no. It's more, this is the right person to go to. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So like,
Shiny red dress syndrome. We are all guilty of it. I'm personally guilty of it. It's like looking at, oh, how could this be another opportunity? How could I do this? But man, I'm sure you have a builder friend in Dublin that you can be like, here you go, man. Here's 10 leads a month.
yeah, like I always look like I love spreading the work around. Like if somebody reaches out to me and says I need X, Y, and Z, I'll go out of my way to find somebody for them to do it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Even if it's, and maybe it's bad from a capitalization standpoint, but in terms of the human factor, if I can't do it or if I don't want to commit to doing it, I'm going to try find you the right person to do it, you know?
Yeah, good on you, man. Yeah, that's awesome, mate. Nah, dude, your LinkedIn stuff. Are you on any other channels or just LinkedIn?
Like obviously I have my standard personal social medias, but just
Yeah.
in terms of anything professional, just LinkedIn.
Yeah, good stuff, man. Yeah, I would say it'd be interesting from you, and this is not me being like, you should do this, this, and this. What I've found is like incredibly good is when people ask me a question, screenshot it, make a real green screen, put the question at the bottom. Because if my thing was always, if one person's asking me this, I'm sure there's 10 other people out there that would love to know this answer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you're doing way better than me on LinkedIn. So who am I to give advice?
No, not at all. No, like you said, like that's exactly sort of even how I came across like yourselves. Like I'm what you would call like a built environment nerd. I've no problem or qualms saying that, you know what I mean? I love everything about the industry. So I was
Yeah,
looking at QS firms, different softwares, different sort of business models between commercial real estate development. And I came across yourselves, was seeing all the social media stuff, and I was like, "Jeez, there's like this isn't just pure doom scroll and brain rot. This is something I actually like a lot." And like
yeah,
so many gaps in the market there for content wise. Like if you're a bricky, if you're a scaffolder, even if you're a QS like yourself,
yeah,
like sort of lifting that hood, like I said, and describing to people that it's not just Excel sheets and boardrooms and pushing numbers.
yeah,
There's a lot more to it. It's like it is a
yeah.
lot, a
Well,
lot.
there's so much like our budget every year is like $50,000 for shows. Like we're flying to Perth in March to go and do 4 or 5 like grand design style shows. And you know, that to me is like the coolest job ever. And if I told me that 10 years ago that I could fly around and do that, I'd be like, shut the fuck up. Like, you know, and honestly, like Instagram, I got a call after this and I'll go to Portugal like in a week, but a Kiwi guy came through my Instagram. He was a builder in London, came through to me. Now he's from Christchurch, building in Portugal. And now we do like 2 jobs a month for him, like huge renovations. And it's just like Instagram, man. Instagram has done like so much. Whoever invented Instagram, I owe them so much money.
And that's like in this day and age, it's like you can ring up, you can Google, you can find a builder, a QS or whatever. But if you are scrolling on Instagram or you're scrolling on social media and you see a personal sort of call out or a reach out, we do X, Y, and Z, and we could do it for you. And you have that barrier. It's not a barrier of ringing or inquiring. Simple DM, simple comment.
I know.
Like everyone will get back to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's been it's insane, man. And I just find like the more you post and the more you show yourself, like it's just it just opens up main opportunities. Like people kind of feel like they know you. And then like by the time you're asking for a sale, you're never selling because you've done so much marketing. Like now Rapid QS's close rate is like 75% or 80% because people just know what they're gonna get. So it's cool, man. I feel like I could do like a 3-hour chat with you, but I'll speed it along a bit. But like current day to day, like personal and work, like what's kind of your split at the moment from sort of wake up, like what's your bit in the morning, before work, after, and during the day?
So like I said sort of earlier, like I'm definitely a morning person. Like I could tell you 5:14 to 5:16 every single day. Those 3 minutes, that's when I'm waking up. No alarm, no nothing.
Nice.
I'm out the door. I'm in the gym for 6.
Nice.
In the office for 8, and then I sort of look. It might be a bit of a psychology thing, but in my mind, I'm 3.5 hours ahead of the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From that bits and pieces, and then day to day, like I said, look, it's in-house self-delivering residential developer. We have a pretty lean team, is probably the best way to put it.
Cool.
We're under like there's 2 or 3 of us managing commercial side of things.
So what is that split? Like, what's your lead role? Who's your partner? Who do you work with? Like, what's the tight-knit team?
So we have our finance director who's sort of dealing, let's say, with your banks, your capital, and then in sort of the actual estimation or cost management part, it's me, a commercial manager, and a trainee QS.
Okay, cool.
There's a 3-man team, and we're definitely punching above our weight in terms of what we're managing.
Yeah,
but
nice.
Like I said, I love that in terms of you get to see everything from inception to completion, and you get less sort of QS technicalities and you're more into feasibility studies, risk analysis, development management program. So that's sort of how it shifted. So you're like, and what I sort of seen, let's say from consultancy into actual development environment, is that you're dealing with real trade-offs. You're not advising people on risk or costs or spend. You're actually the one that has to carry them and sort of flesh them out in the real world. So we use external QS services, of course, like whether it's doing build of quantities or valuations or maybe more on the reporting side. But I suppose the biggest difference is that you are carrying the sort of burden. You're responsible for the commercial responsibility. That's sort of the day-to-day. But in terms of role, it's everything. It's feasibility, procurement, design, development, implementation on site. You're doing a bit of everything, but I love that.
How are you guys looking into any forward trends at the moment for AI stuff, like softwares?
Yeah, so like it's a big sort of topic of conversation at the moment.
100%, man. Everyone's like scratching at the bit about it, but I don't know, man. I'm gonna put it out there. I'm personally like not bothered one single bit. Like I have no qualms around me not, or QSs not having a job. Like
100% agree.
I physically can't see it being able to do everything just yet. I don't know.
Definitely. And it's like what I sort of like when people sort of pitch it, like let's say we're talking about like technological capabilities. It's an old industry, and as we both know, construction industry and built environment industry is extremely adverse to change. Nobody wants to change. So when they see this AI thing coming in, there is that fear, our jobs are going to be gone, this, that, and the other. But the only way I can sort of put it, in my opinion, and it's purely my opinion, is that the AI is just going to be a tool to make you better at your job. Your job isn't going.
100%.
You know what I mean?
I would just be a little bit. The only thing I have been saying is to guys, if they have no construction background and they're like, I'm going to go study QSing, I'm like, listen, go and do, I would suggest just go and do building first, get the knowledge, and then start doing the QS. Because I just think if you're just going to be a commercial style QS, 5-story apartments, all the same thing, that's where I think AI will rip out a ton of like hours to do that, because it's going to be one unit times by 10 per floor, bang, bang, bang. But
Definitely.
someone's still going to have to calculate all the PNGs, all the changes, all the, like, as you go up the floor, the costs change. And so I think there's still a lot of room. And just to add to that, sorry, I spoke to another guy. Fuck, where was he based? Not a Dublin guy. He was like way further Northern Ireland, and I could barely understand him on the phone. Anyway, tiny little extension. And I was worried about that coming into this call with you. I was like, can I understand you? But and he is still using his personal Gmail account, no website, no presence, and he's still doing good business. So I'm like, my thing is, websites have been around for decades. There's still guys haven't adapted it. How long do you think AI is going to take to really like cement itself in this industry?
Yeah, like I would say, like probably within the next, I'd like to say 4 to 6 years, you're going to see AI as a core skill in terms of university graduates coming out, because they've only ever learned QS or construction management or engineering with the use of AI or agents.
Yeah.
Like, it's never gonna, like, my opinion is it's never gonna remove the human factor. You know what I mean? AI can't calculate assumptions and risk and human behavior, which at the end of the day, and people often overlook it because they think, oh, construction of the built environment is numbers. It's black and white. It's easy. But at the end of the day, and you know this yourself probably more than anybody, it's a people's game. It's all about the interpersonal skill. If you can
100%.
communicate with a client and just send them an AI generated or an actually purely numbers report, that's no use to anybody, because that's just scare them off. You know what I mean? So, like I said, it's gonna aid our jobs, but I wouldn't say it's gonna get rid of QSs, because there's still the human factor there at the end of the day. You know?
Absolutely, bro. I see it as like, that's why I'm just like double down on content. Like, why should I have the right to come into the UK market and do 400 reports last year?
Yeah.
Why should I have the right to do that within the first we did like 10 reports in the first month of launching shitty Facebook ads. But it's like, when you've got like a content and a brand, people know what they're going to get. They know what they expect. They know that we pick up the phone. So same stuff, man. Companies are going to use QSs over this AI slop, because they're like, well, we know Ryan picks up the phone. We know he'll come and see us. He'll make changes. He'll help us identify all these other bits. So yeah, great reply, bro. So I could talk about the AI stuff with you for ages, because like, I'm personally not worried, but the amount of people that I see concerned about it, I'm like, bro, get on and just like crack into it, because you're wasting time.
Like, people have been asking me, sorry, just like on a small
No, you're good.
People have been asking me on the backside of it, it's like, how can we implement AI, say, into the business, or even say in here, my current job? And like, my answer is always the same. It's that we can use it to speed up monotonous or repeat tasks, but in terms of actual commercial deliverables, you still need a human. Like you said, it'll speed up maybe quants, or if you're running analysis, but it can't build it for you.
So prime example, I've got no graphic design skills. Okay, so for this little interview, I just put the questions into this thing called GemSpark Slides, and it spat this out in like 30 seconds. Okay, like, how long ago would that take someone to go on the computer and bang? So cool. I've adopted AI, but it still needs the human input to do it all. So I'm like, that's pretty much it. Open-ended question here, bro. Best and worst like QS pricing examples that you've seen, like in the UK market. Like, me personally, so many people inquire and say they can do X, Y, and Z. And when I see guys allowing like 35 hours to install one door, or like 2 weeks to do this demolition of like, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So we could probably go for Africa, but just give me like, I don't know, a couple of examples.
Yeah, like in terms of like examples, like I wouldn't have definitive numbers, but
no.
Like your typical sort of, like, I just think it's one way or the other. Like, the best QS pricing, or maybe commercial strategy that I would have been involved in was just, it's very straightforward, but the key part is it's very honest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's clear scope, clear assumptions, realistic, like you're saying, allowances, and proper conversation about where the risk actually sits and who it sits with. We both know these type of good pricing strategies or procurement strategies rarely become the cheapest number, you know? But I think that's one of the things, like a typical example would be early stage apartment pricing, or if you're doing like a high rise development, if you pretend things like, I don't know, structural complexity, basement dig, and sort of your services and making sure clash detection isn't like a main issue, like you're just sort of lying to yourself. You know what I mean? These are real world physical problems that if you're actually doing your pricing strategy, you're seeing where these things sit, you're notifying your client, you're showing them where they are, and you're giving your options. The gray areas is where you sort of fall down. So, but just by flagging those risks early and pricing it accordingly, like the cheapest number isn't always going to be the cheapest number.
Nah, man.
Like definitely, it's the worst pricing usually comes from the disconnect, rates lifted from old jobs, out of sequencing, not checking the program and the scope clearly. On paper, it looks fine because you're 25% under your budget, but in reality, you're going to cost 35% in the long run. So for me, probably good and bad pricing examples is more about judgment and honesty. You know what I mean? If the risk is visible early, you have options. If it's hidden, you're just delaying the problem and kicking it down the road, I guess. Yeah, nice, man. No, that's cool. Dude, what's the state of the Irish market at the moment? Obviously, you said labour's like a bit of a blowout. Have like cost increases? What's going on? Yeah, no, 100%. Like the big thing in the moment, like at the moment, say for Ireland, is simple. It's supply and demand. The demand is extremely high, but supply just can't keep up with it. And it's down to a few things, like the system is constrained. It's planning timeframes, financing costs, delivery risk, and capacity. So even if you had triple the workforce, you don't have the infrastructure there to actually provide the service to the houses, you know? How and just a couple real simple questions, if that's okay. Like, what's the standard lead time for, say, a standard residential new build dwelling the moment it gets submitted to, is it council for you guys? Yeah, it'd be the like local authority or like the planning authority, depending time frame and cost average. Let's say on average, if I sat down with yourself today and I wanted to build a 60-unit apartment development, let's say, it's probably going to be a year to a year and a half before we're on site. First peg in the ground, 18 months. Yeah, I would say on average, 12 to 18 months is at least what you're allowing to get through the red tape and sort of get everything lined up. Like two questions there. What's the average council consent cost for that? And what is that going to charge a private client in like your guys' fees roughly? Yeah, so like say for us, like we're self-delivering, so we're fronting the cost, I guess. It's probably to win the project, obviously. Yeah. So I would say if you wanted to build a house, I wanted to build a house, you're talking probably a year to get planning and architect's drawings and permissions. And if you're going through a consultancy, you're probably into the 40 or 50K in terms of planning and architecture. One house. Yeah, like that's just sort of the way it's falling at the moment. Like, but now saying that's high level cost. Oh, for sure. No, I love these. So in New Zealand, for a standard like 12 standard house, 150 squares, you'll be from like drafty designs lodged, you're like 12 to 16 weeks. If it's architectural, you're probably 20. And council fees alone, the last one I personally did was $6,500. But if you're like high end architectural in Auckland, in the like you're paying 25K minimum. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like the contribution fees aren't crazy here. Well, they are for a large scheme, but if you're doing individual houses, you have to pay your consultants on the back of it. So if I was going to come over and build one house and you were going to get me through council consent, do all my drawing, assist with all my drawings and a price, what are we talking price and time frame? I would say price, you're probably talking 25 to 35K if you wanted a fully scoped. And that's euros. Yeah. And then for us. And then you're probably, look, the planning system in Ireland is a hot topic. You know what I mean? It's like that. Let's look at the draw, like, and then you have the usual NIMBYism, the not in my backyard crew. Like, if the amount of objections and planning appeals, it's do councils get a lot of hate in Ireland for how they run? Yeah, I would say, yeah, definitely. Yeah, Like
I don't know if you've seen some of my stuff, but I've been repricing council projects in New Zealand.
Yeah.
And I've been getting like heaps of clout online. It's so
No.
cool. But it's so cooked when you're like, how does something that I know cost this in the private market, and then you go to in the public world, and I'm like, why is it 4 times the price?
No, definitely. It's like a big sort of recurring theme in Ireland is government spend. So we are notoriously bad at spending money.
That's wild, man.
We have the world's most probably expensive hospital to be built at 2.6 billion, which is 1.4 billion over the original price.
Oof.
But there's other small, like not even small, other pieces of information that are even downplayed by that. Like the government built a bike shed at Parliament, let's say it's the Dáil.
I think I saw that.
475,000 to build a 36 stand bike shed.
Yeah, that dude, we had one in Wellington, New Zealand. It was like 12 bike racks, and it was like 250K. And I was like that's €125. And I'm like, dude, a local metal fabricator would have whipped this up in probably like 2 to 3 weeks or like less. And I'm like 20 grand or something. Yeah, it's insane. Our hospital in New Zealand, I was just looking up online, has potentially approaching $3 billion, and it's come out $1.4 billion more. And my thing is just like, because if you or me fuck something up, right, I'm lodging a QS report after this in Portugal. And if that cost comes out let's say double over, bro, you best believe I'm getting a negative Google review and I'm having to refund this guy a lot of money.
100%.
I just the accountability stuff for me is wild, eh?
Yeah.
So
it's like we were chatting earlier sort of about the government work, like the LDA, the Land Development Agency. They're sort of indirectly being shipped as the government's answer to a state building agency. They're in there, they have funding from the government, but they also hire specialists. They hire QSs, construction managers, site engineers, everything. They're trying to deliver it for what we can actually deliver it for. But of course, like you said, people are seeing government spend and it's blown out of the water. So naturally, when some big contractors or the people that are trying to get projects with the government, they're putting that premium in because it's government money. This
I know.
is my view, but look, everybody is definitely keeping a close eye on government spend.
Yeah, that's good, eh? Hardest and easiest trades to find in Dublin or Ireland, or Dublin to be specific?
Yeah, so like I seen, like we were just like chatting about it there the other day, and it's like getting prices isn't really the issue, but getting reliable parties is. You know what I mean? Ireland and let's say Dublin for me in particular, the biggest and most difficult trade to get good and reliable lads is the wet trades. You know what I mean? Like your plasterers, your finishers, your block layers, they're consistently just sort of hard to secure. And like, I'll give you the sort of context, or my view on the thing is that, like you said, it goes back to after sort of the financial crash and the recession. Everybody either that was in the industry, we were peak employment in construction during the boom, of course, naturally. But the amount of people, like you said, going to Australia, New Zealand, going to London, moving abroad because there simply wasn't any work here, that left a massive gap in the market. And then simultaneously, we sort of had this societal pressure that trades are dead. Third level education and college degrees are the way to go. And now we're reaping, definitely not the rewards, we're reaping the downfall of that side, where we have a massive shortage of lads sort of picking up trades. Like if you turned and asked a 17 or 18-year-old now if you wanted to be a plasterer or a block layer, the high likelihood is he's going to say no.
Yeah.
I mean, why would he do that, like 40 years manual labor, when he can go sit in an office and push numbers around? So like the flip side is, like, you do see maybe a bit of resurgence in terms of apprentices coming in, but it's in specific areas. Everybody wants to be a Sparks. That's the long and short of it. If you want to do a trade, everyone wants to be a Sparks. Everyone wants to go work in the data centers, do the industrial, earn the big bucks. But the problem that we're having is that there's enough lads to keep us going work-wise, but finding reliable lads is a difficult thing, you know?
What's apart from like South Africans in the office, what's like a rough percentage breakup of guys on site, on the ground doing the work?
Like we only have sort of supervisory labor is maybe the best way of putting it. But like we have 30 or 40 lads direct in, like whether they're specialist trades or they're GOs, they're foremen, they're site managers, that sort of thing. But the problem
And
is
mainly Irish.
yeah, like we have a lot of like foreign nationals as well, and like they're phenomenal. They're unbelievable workers, and a big sort of thing that we seen, say post 2011 and post recession, is that there was a big influx of Eastern European builders. So whether it's Polish guys or Latvian guys, and they came over because look, they obviously knew there was sort of space in the market for people, and like a lot of the workforce in the industry is built up of foreign nationals, and it's not
Same in New Zealand.
yeah, it's not due to anything other than the fact that we simply don't have the numbers ourselves.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, man. I feel like, man, I feel like if I was like a young, I saw one Irish guy on TikTok and he was complaining about how hard it was in Australia and like cost of living, and he tried to go to New Zealand. Anyway, he's like got a job there in Auckland on like $28 an hour as a labor. And I'm like, bro, you are not surviving on $28 an hour in Auckland. And I'm like, why would you not, like, this is a prime opportunity to go home back to Ireland, like, because there's such a shortage of guys. If you just get really good at block laying, bro, you just name your price and you guys will pay it.
Yeah.
If he's good and he picks up the phone and he turns up, you guys will pay 20% more, no doubt.
And like, I don't know if you've seen it, but it was a thing there maybe in the last few months. Ireland, actually, another thing on the government spend, we spent €400,000 of government money to promote trades and skilled labor in Australia and New Zealand to come home to Ireland.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of our industry or our trades are over there. And
Yeah.
we need them to build the infrastructure, the hospitals, the houses. We have a supply and demand crisis, and the demand is there, but between infrastructure delays and lack of labor, we just simply cannot reach where you need to be at.
Yeah, that's insane, dude. It's man, it's like, I swear to God, if I was like 18 leaving school again, I would delete social media for 3 years and just learn a trade. Like, you will make so much money, like so much money. But yeah, I think it's an absolute prime time, eh? Man, I know we've already covered this one. Man, I could do a whole nother thing with you, but I am strapped on time on this one, eh? But
and whatever, I'm always easy and I'm always open for a chat. Like I said, it's sort of my hyper fixation area, so it's just a bonus that I work in it.
Yeah, no, this is cool, man. And definitely please tee it up. I'd love to come over and do like a half-day site visit with you guys when I come over to the UK. I've got to go to London like in the next 3 weeks. So, dude, it would be so cool to come around and like see some stuff on site. That'd be epic.
100%. If you're in Dublin and you want to get a spin around a few of the sites, you just let me know.
Yeah, 100%, man. I'll drop you a message later. Thank you very much, man. I'll chuck this on. I'll get this up on YouTube. I'll get some clips and yeah, we'll get it live. Cool.
Thanks. Appreciate it.